YouTube. You already know. Big Lou tapping back in. What it do with Big Lou? NFZR2. Baby, baby. So, as you can tell from that thumbnail, it's the 80th anniversary of D-Day, June 6, 1944. Allied forces stormed the beaches of Normandy, France, right? Some 83,000 U.S. troops and 73,000 British troops, excuse me. And also the French was there. Excuse me, it was 73,000 French and British troops. And that was the day that pretty much changed it, that changed for the Allied forces. You know, on the thumbnail, I put the Canadian flag, the British flag, the United States flag, and also Canada's flag, right? But you also had Australia, Belgium, the Netherlands. You had Poland. Uh, you had New Zealand. You had Dominican Republic. You had Cuba. And I know I'm missing a couple, but it's hard to remember all those countries. But they came together to conquer the evilness of the Germans and the Nazi pride, the Nazi, I don't even know what to call it other than evilness. But the Nazis, they defeated the Nazis along with Italy and Japan, right? And that is the greatest generation. And so they had a commemoration day today. President Macron of France, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau of Canada, the King Charles came from England, from UK. President Biden was there, and I can't think of the name of the Prime Minister of England. I mean, it's not even a lady no more. It's the dude, the one that banned the XL bullies from. I can't think of his name. Anyways, this generation, the World War II generation, which many call the greatest generation living, or the greatest generation in history of our existence. I also call it that. I was fortunate to have two of my grandfathers, fight in the World War II. I'm not sure. One of my grandfathers was stationed he was in Germany. He tells a story of something about his battalion was searching or something like that, and there was some Germans obviously nearby, and they went into some building or some type of home or something that was abandoned, and he decided not to go in. He stood outside with a couple of his battalion brothers, and the facility ended up blowing up. But my grandfather, they both got their 21 gun salutes at their funerals. They were given. My grandmother was given a flag folded up nicely, and my mom was given one because since she was the oldest sibling, oldest child of my grandpa, my abuelo Joe. And so if my one grandfather would have been 100 years old, he would have turned 100 in February, but he passed away at 75 in 1999. The other grandfather would have been let's see, he would have been 99. 99. Yeah, 99. He was born in 1925. He had 37 years in the service. A lot of it was not active duty, but he still was he was reserved. But he put in 37 years between a couple. He was in the Army, and I believe not the Marines. It was the Army and the Air Force, I believe it was. I could be wrong about that. And at this point, I can't ask nobody because nobody knows. Nobody remembers. Hey, shut up. Hey, you're barking at nothing. Stop it now. No, they're not bothering you. I got to be on these guys. Sometimes these guys will growl at somebody that's 20 feet away and walk in the opposite direction, and sometimes they just let somebody walk a foot or two away from the car. They don't bark or growl or anything. So anyways, back to the story. It's D-Day, right? And Ronald Reagan did he spoke at Normandy on the 40th anniversary. So think back, the 40th anniversary, that was 84, right? He was just about to go on his campaign for a second term, just like President Biden is about to do. President Biden got up there and gave a great speech today. I can't see Donald Trump even giving a speech like that. I don't even think it's possible for him to do that. Because remember, those troops that are there that in those graves, they're losers and suckers. And there was, what did they do it for? What was in it for them? You know what I'm saying? Dude's a straight jackass. He's just, I don't, these are the type of people that are born with the silver spoon in their mouth. This is how they act. You know what I'm saying? Like they know it all, and this and that. But then you know what? This video is not about him. It's just for the fact I said I can't see him giving a speech like that. But when Ronald Reagan gave that speech in 1984, uh, you know, this generation of this generation, there were still a lot of people, a lot of them alive still in 1984. Fast forward now, 2024, there's not too many left because all these men are now in their, you're talking 80 years ago, right? So they have to be at least 98 years old, right? Well, even probably 97. I guess they could have went to war at 16, 17 if they lied about their age, which a lot of them were doing because they wanted to go fight for their country, right? I know for a fact because you hear the stories, guys lying about their age. Back then, it wasn't a big thing to get away with lying, with some false paperwork or not even paperwork, just word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? And these young men, these youngsters, these teenagers wanted to go fight for their country, right? They did not like what Germany was doing and the evilness of what Germany was doing, along with Italy, getting, and even in France, it was happening in France too, where their own French people were, you know, involved with the Nazis, and they had some French people that were part of the. I'm not sure if it was the Gestapo or if it was the SS or whatever, but they had French people that were French in France, rounding up Jewish people and killing them. Right, Labar. I think the guy they called him Barbie. I think he was there. He was from France. Was it Klaus? I can't remember this. I watched so many documentaries on it, and they had so many of them that they were trying to go get the undercover Israeli that crew they had. I think they were called the Mos. I can't remember the name. My bad. But this was all about fighting for democracy. Because if the United States didn't get involved, if we didn't get involved, because we lagged for a couple of years there, right? Germany did a lot of destruction in those, from 40, 39, 40, 41, 42. They did a lot of destruction across, sweeping across Italy, and they were fixed on going and finding all the Jewish people that were within, Germany, Belgium, Austria, you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth, Poland, you know what I'm saying, and they wanted to wipe them all out. Russia, they wanted to go to Russia, and these they had to be stopped, but it had to be a team effort. That's where the Allied forces come. Boom, right? You had, like I said, you had the United States, you had Canada, you had France, you had UK, Belgium. You know what I mean? Denmark. I think Denmark. You had Australia. You had New Zealand. You had Dominican Republic, Cuba. And I know I'm missing a few again. I probably said some this time that I didn't say last time. So, anyways, they got together and they Allied forces troops. So, they got together. I think Dwight Eisenhower was the supreme commander, I believe, of the Allied force troops. If you guys seen that movie with, I believe it's Tom Selleck plays. I think Tom Selleck plays Dwight Eisenhower. Um, but this just shows when you work together, when you stay together, you become a force together, the allied forces, you can defeat evil, right? So part of it it was more important for these young men to go fight again because they knew what the stakes were. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how far would Germany have taken it? Would they have probably came to the United States too and try to, round up Jewish people and do the same? I don't know, but the threat was there. You know what I'm saying? The threat was there to go to Argentina, to Cuba, to Puerto Rico, wherever they felt that there was Jewish people hiding. If they say so-called hiding, and all these countries came together. So on the scale is, you know, it's kind of like President Biden was talking about Ukraine and how you can't let Putin be a bully and bully his way through Ukraine, right? Because he's not going to stop there. From there, he's going to go to probably Poland, or for sure the Baltics, right? Estonia and those places over there, and try to take those places over. Uh, and he's not going to stop because he wants to put back together a form of the Soviet Union. That's what I believe. You know what I'm saying? And people, they can't have that. They can't have that. So, uh, like I said, this is just a little video that I want to, put out there and come on, I can't say the word too good. Commemoration and admiration and thanks, gratitude towards that generation. And it was good to see those that are still alive in the videos they showed on the news networks and on the YouTube from the ones that were there in person. You know what I'm saying? And they were there no matter what. They were in their wheelchairs. They were there. They had to get back there. You know what I'm saying? They lost a lot of friends there on D-Day, and they lost a lot of friends during the war. You know what I'm saying? And we lost a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Arlington. We got the cemetery over here in Arlington, in Virginia. They got the Biden. President Biden is going to another location today. Where there's another grave site. I believe that's the one that President Reagan did a speech from. It was not the beach of Normandy, but the second one where Biden's going today. So democracy's on the. I definitely believe 1,000% that democracy is on the ballot this year. I know we said in 2020 was was election of a lifetime, but now things have changed, and it's 2024 is a election of a lifetime. We cannot let that orange comment get back in the White House. He's too far. He's too much with with revenge on his mind. It's constantly with the lies, and we got to keep him out. So everybody tell somebody the real truth, but give it to them in the factual form. Don't just say, "Hey, we got to," like what I just said, but go to them with actually facts and show them that, hey, this is not what you're hearing on the news is not real. It's not real stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not legit stuff. This is really what's legit. Listen to this or look at this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and close out on this. I was hoping to get this video done by midnight, but it's already 10 after midnight. But everybody, just say a prayer for all the families that lost their father. You know what I'm saying? They were little kids, little babies, little young kids. They lost their dad, in the war, and they don't even know him. They never really knew him at all because they were so young. You know what I'm saying? So just be grateful that we are in the position we are as human beings and as Americans, as Frenchmen, as Canadians, as I don't even know what it would be, Brits, yeah, Brits. You know what I'm saying? And all these other countries that have their freedom, and say no to a authoritarian dictatorship is out, way out. You feel me? And with that being said, Big Lou tapping out, baby.